Hi guys, welcome back to Canadian Flight Sim. So we'll be continuing our tour of the UK as we have been for the last little while here. We are here in the airport at Leeds-Bradford, and then we'll be heading towards Newcastle and lots of things to see on the way. So the other difference is also that we're in a new plane, Piper Aero 3. It's a paid plane that you can buy separately. Just got released a few weeks ago. Very good for GA flying and sightseeing. So we'll hop inside here. That's what it looks like from the inside. Yeah, really well done. Lots of detailing here, as you can see. A lot of the scratch marks to represent real wear and tear, just like a normal plane that's been used quite a bit would have. They did kind of model it after a real Piper Aero 3 that they had when they were making the renders, and used that as a reference point. So it's got the exact same scratch marks as the plane that they were using to render. So it's very good. Very nice. Yeah, so we will get started on our journey here. We'll start by, I'm just going to open up the checklist here so we can start the plane up properly using the right techniques and make sure we have a good start. So we gotta make sure that our brakes are in here, which they are. Circuit breakers are all good. Alternate air is off. Propeller goes full forward. Avionics should be off. That was the only one that's not off. Okay, everything else is off. Good. And then the tank is should be set to left or right, whichever one to begin with. For cold engine start, we put our throttle to 25%. Right there. Change views here for a second. We have to turn our alternator on, turn the battery on. Fuel pump comes on. We'll introduce some fuel. Get to 100%. Give it a few seconds and fuel comes off. Change our view. Let's turn the key. Introduce fuel again, and there we go. We are up and running. So post startup here, we're just going to get our throttle down so we get about 1400-ish RPM, even less is fine. We'll go back in and turn on all of our avionics now. We'll turn the comms on. If I can get it to, there we go. We'll turn on our nav here. We'll leave comm 2 and nav 2 on, off. Turn all our comms on here. Altimeter, let's turn that on. GPS, we won't be using it, but we'll turn it on anyways. It's a very retro GPS. ADF can come on as well. And then while we're here, let's just tune in, because over at Newcastle, we do have an ILS approach, so we'll tune in the ILS here. It's 111.5. There we go. ILS tuned in. Probably get into runway. Let's see here. ILS into runway 25. We'll wait for it to show up once we're in range. Okay, zooming out of this view here. There we go. Set our altimeter. And in order to get ready for taxiing, we're just going to turn on our landing lights. Beacons. We'll go pitot on too, just in case it's cold. And I think for the most part, that's all we need to do at the time being. We'll tune all of these once we're in range, but we still got lots to do before we get into that range. Going back into our taxiing checklist, we got everything checked off. In terms of runways, we've got 2 here. We'll probably take off at, I'll try to take off at runway 32. And maybe not. We'll take off at runway 14 because that'll take us to our first waypoint or point of interest that we might want to see. So take off at 14. How about that? So we will have a quick look outside once more. We do have a nice day, few clouds, but not too bad. We'll see how the wind is like when we get onto the runway and up in the air. So 14 is over there, so that's the way we're gonna head. I don't think we need to make we need pushback or anything. We'll just wing it and make a turn here. Hopefully we don't hit anything. So let me get all set here. Take off our parking brakes. Pretend she is not there. Try to look away, look away. And we'll make our way onto the taxiway. No one is on final or anything. And then we'll just make our way to the runway. Try not to overspeed as well. The runway's over there. I believe. Let's have a quick pause here. I'm gonna check my map 100 before we go too far here. Oh yeah, okay. Somewhat in the right direction. We could have gone another way as well, but that's okay. We'll just turn, sharp turn to our right. And then we actually have to taxi onto the runway right here and then backtrack ourselves in. So we'll turn this way. Now we're on the runway. We just gotta backtrack ourselves into the configuration. Looking around, everything looks nice and smooth. So I think we'll go a little bit further. Or actually we can use this guy here to turn ourselves around and get lined up with the runway. Try not to go too fast. There we are. We'll kind of get onto the threshold of the runway and stop. Try to get center lined. And we'll stop right here. Go to idle, put on our parking brakes, and do a last little check. So like I mentioned, batteries on, alternators on, flight instruments are good, fuel sector's good, fuel pump is on, engine's good. Alternate air is closed, mixture is set, propeller's good, flaps 10%, trim, just gotta set it for takeoff, which is just about 0, right there. Doors are closed, controls are good, so I think we are good to go here. So I'll minimize my little checklist here, pull up my Skypark app so we can see where we're going and see our sightseeing. Parking brakes can come off, and let's go, full throttle. Try to maintain center line. As we rev up to about, quite windy actually, 75 knots. Let's pull up. You've got positive climb, gear up, flaps up as well. Let's keep climbing. Get ourselves to about 1,000-ish feet. We'll turn off our fuel pump now. Landing lights off as well. Let's have a look. Lots of forestry areas. Okay, it's going to trim the plane down a smidge as we fly over the city of Leeds. Looks like we caught a bit of the sunrise there. It is morning time. There's a few people flying around here as well. We have a beautiful, beautiful sunrise and a beautiful city. So what we'll do is we can turn down the propellers. Get us to about 2200 RPM. Thereabouts. And smooth sailing from here. We'll make a slight turn to the left here so we get ourselves towards our first point of interest, York Minster. Wow. Just go like that. Look outside. Yeah, that looks great. Wonderful. So now we'll just make our way towards York Minster. Shouldn't be too far from here. Just enjoy the, I guess, the sunrise in the meantime there. Hopefully it doesn't obscure our views too much when we get to York Minster. Yeah, this plane's got a decent speed too, so not super slow, not on the fast end either, but it'll get us there in the right amount of time. do have some winds there. As you can see, the plane is shaking, jerking around a little bit there, so decent amount of winds. There's a nice view from there, eh? Look at the clouds and the blue sky. That just looks great. Still sunny, even a little foggy to an extent. I do have the live weather on, so whatever it is over in England right now. What I might do then is actually just fly to Yorkminster here, and then I'll bring you guys in when we get there, so I'll see you in a minute. Alright, welcome back guys. There is York Minster starting to come into view, about 5 miles away. I'm not sure what it is. Might be a church or something. Have to figure it out as we get close. Looks quite prominent from where we are. And the city surrounding it. River that kind of flows right through it as well, so yeah, it looks like some sort of church type of building, maybe even like a government type building, who knows. I'd have to guess church type building though. Oops. The city is coming into view there. Very nice. Yeah, that definitely looks like some sort of church or something. We'll wait until it comes onto our side view here. There it is. Wow, that looks great. Look at that. York Minster. You just catch the end of it there. Wow. That was very nice. And now we'll kind of head off to our next viewpoint, Fountain Abbey. So I will meet you guys there in a bit. Alright guys, we're approaching Fountain Abbey here again. So let's see if we can get, I have no idea what it is, so it'll be really cool to see what exactly it is. descend just a bit. Let's get a good view of it. Starting to see some buildings there. Let's see. Fountain Abbey. What is this? Some sort of building or field? Honestly, I can't tell. That's interesting. What is this place? Okay. Oh yeah. It was hidden in the trees there a little bit, but yeah, it looks like we got some sort of major castle building type of thing. Let's see if we can come up the side here. There it is. Wow. Looks great. Look at that. It's huge. Castle looking thing. Yeah, that was nice. Totally unexpected. No idea what they meant by Fountain Abbey, but yeah, nice we got to go check it out, so. Alright, next stop, we've got a Tesco Superstore. That sounds interesting. So we'll head in that direction, and then I will bring you guys back in when we're there. Alright, so we're supposed to be approaching this Tesco Superstore waypoint, or point of interest. However, I don't know, hasn't come up for me yet, so I thought I'd bring you guys in and see exactly when it shows up. There is a bunch of buildings coming up. I'm guessing it's some sort of big shopping center, maybe? Something along those lines, perhaps? We'll just fly in closer to this little point here and see what it does. Maybe it's one of those things that are in my Skypark app but not in the flight simulator yet, so just have to fly over it and see what this whole area is about, because it looks like we're just, according to the map here, it looks like we're just flying over it now, or about to, with all this, where all these buildings are. So as we get closer, we can see exactly what's going on here. Looks like there is a town. Most definitely. We do an outside view. Have a look around, see what we're talking about. Maybe there's something out here or over there. Perhaps. Again, perhaps it's something that's not been built into the game yet. Nice town though. Maybe something like that. Looks like a huge mall or something. Alright, well. Looks like we've, according to the map, already flown over it now, so. Alright, so on to the next one then, I guess. According to this, we're going to the Ils Transporter Bridge. So that's a little bit closer to the coast, so we'll head that way. And I'll, once again, bring you in when we're getting there. Alright guys, we are about less than 5 miles away from Ils Transporter Bridge. So let's see what this bridge is all about, and yeah, that'd be great. hopefully it looks nice. We got some nice river that comes into this town or city of let's have a look what the city is. Middlesbrough. City of Middlesbrough, and this bridge runs through one of the rivers, and then kind of probably drains into the sea over there. So we'll descend a bit so we can get a closer look. And oops. Yeah, quite the nice city here. That looks interesting. Get down a bit closer and try to get it to view out of our left side. Oh yeah, looks like it's like a boat transporter type of bridge. Coming into view now. Oops. Yeah, goes up and down to let boats kind of travel its way through. Yeah, that looks great. Good detail. I like the color, it's nice and blue. Wonderful. Alrighty. Not much more to go, just a couple more sights to see before we land. We're going to Durham Cathedral next, so I'll let you guys in when we get there. See you in a bit. Alright, we have now arrived, or getting to Durham Cathedral, less than 5 miles away, and you can see it's a pretty big and noticeable building from pretty far away, so looks like we're in for a treat there. I bet it looks fantastic. As we get closer into, I'm assuming, the Durham town, city. Yeah. Descend a bit here again so we can get closer looks at this thing. Yeah, it stands out from quite far away, even before we came within the 5 mile range. I think it was more than like almost 10 miles away, and I could still see it protruding up, so it's quite the significant building. It's coming into view. Some sort of field, sports field maybe, because of the greenery and the, looks like a track actually, maybe like an outdoor swimming pool and soccer or tennis courts over there. So that's quite nice. Yep, here it comes. Durham. Wow. Yeah, it looks great. It really stands out from the rest of the town. Try to get a good side view here, perhaps. Just tilt my wing. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. And like a little canal that goes around it too. Wow. That looks great. Wow, another great one in. What we're gonna do now is head towards the next one, which is Angel of the North. I might... Let's see here. It's actually not quite that far away from where we are. And then, if you also noticed, the DME here, look at that, 16 miles, and the needles are starting to move. It just means that we've come in range of our ILS receiver, or broadcaster, whatever you want to call it, and now that we're in range, it's starting to pick up the airport's runway ILS. So we can use that to do a precision-ish landing into runway 25. In order to land into runway 25, we're going to have to go off the coast a little bit and then come in towards the come in and landwards in towards the land, and that's where the runway begins. A little bit inland, but now we're in the general direction of the next thing to see, Angel of the North. Might be that guy right there, since it's quite significant from far away. Could be wrong, but that's my guess. Oh, wind turbines and another little town here coming into view. As we inch closer and closer to the Angel of the North and Newcastle City and Newcastle Airport, which is where we're going to land today. We might be picking up some wind as well. Try and descend a bit more too. We are high. Not super high, but eventually we should be able to pick up a kaleidoscope as well, so. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Oh, never mind. That was not the Angel of the North. The Angel of the North is that way. So might have to get a bit lower because it's not as significant. I wonder what that is over there. As we pass the Angel of the North, we'll probably be able to see even the airport, maybe. It should be to our left. Maybe the other one is just a random building in Newcastle City here. Oh, this Angel of the North is really tiny by the looks of it, because I don't see much as we get closer. So it must be really short. Let's dive down just a bit, because I don't see anything. Oh, there it is. Oops, sorry guys, there we go. Quick view there. It's just a big angel figure, I guess. And it looks like we're approaching Tyne Bridge. Let's go see that as well, might as well. Because then I think the runway is coming up after that. Or the airport, I should say, is coming up after that. So let's see Tyne Bridge. Hopefully it's a lot bigger so we can see more of it. We must be in getting into central Newcastle city. Looks good. Looks real good. I'm gonna turn a little bit to the right, get some separation, and then let's look out our side window here for Tyne Bridge, everybody. Look at that. Wow, that looks really good. Nice little arch. Wow. Cool. And now according to this, we should be getting close to the... Ooh, what's this? Oh, St. James Park. This is where Newcastle City, I think, football club plays. That's really cool too. That wasn't on my Skypark thing, so it's cool we got to see that too. Interesting. So climb a little bit and turn to our right, because our airport, I think there's a tower right there, the airport tower. And what we'll do then is backtrack our way to approach into runway 25. Turn off this way, get about good amount of separation from the airport, and then we'll turn around and come in for the approach. Let's just turn that way. And get ourselves some separation. Turn on our fuel pump and landing lights. We can get that to work. Propeller can go full. There for now, and then we'll start putting in landing gear and such after that. So yeah, we can see we're about 3.5 miles from the runway. We'll go out to the coast and get a good amount of separation, and then make our way in. Back on the throttle here because we are starting to speed up. We want to be, I want to be under, you want to be under 129 to get the run landing gear safely down at a good speed, so try to get to that. Reduce the speed a bit more. As we get into the coast here. (129) gear down. It's going to drop our speed even more. Getting onto the coast here. 7 miles of separation. Sharp left turn, not that sharp. Speeds below 100, we'll go 1 notch of flaps here. Start to straighten us out a little bit. I can have, oh, yeah, we have visual of the runway there. We are a bit low. Put in a bit more power so we can climb, or at least maintain our current altitude. Trim the airplane appropriately. So yeah, as you can see on the needles, are side to side, left and right. Guidance is pretty close right there. It needs to be just straight. And this is a vertical guidance. We want it to, it's indicating that we're too low right now to be on the right path. But we'll just maintain our current altitude. Eventually it'll drop down to where, until we reach the right distance at the altitude that we're at, and then we'll start descending after that. Some wind coming in by the looks of it, so that'll make things a bit more tough. I'll look at my little nav map quickly. Yep, we do have some wind, definitely. Or 4.4 miles away. We're about 700 feet. Maintain that as much as we can here as the kaleidoscope comes into play. So our side to side needle says we're pretty much on point here, so that's good. It's our vertical path. I'm gonna go 1 more notch of flaps. Gonna reduce our speed. Let's go 1 more notch, try to hit that 75 speed that we want. The wind is definitely pushing us over a little bit. Just have to watch for the wind, correct for it. So our vertical guidance needle is starting to come down, so we can start descending a bit. We are in full flop and notches, so I'm just going to turn down the throttle. Try to aim for about 75 knots approach speed. We just need to be a bit lower according to that needle, because now it's dipped below where it was. And now we brought it back into where it should be. Just kind of follow that path. Come down on the throttle a bit more. And yep, the wind is definitely pushing us sideways here. Throttle a bit more, reduce our speed. Now we're definitely a little too low. That's fine. Come down on the speed a bit more. Cut our speed entirely. Flare. Brake, and welcome to Newcastle. So we'll put in a little bit of thrust here so we can get ourselves off the runway whenever possible. Stay center line as much as I can. Just waiting for whenever the next exit is off. There's one coming up right here, so we'll brake. Brake. And we'll just brake over here real quick. Go to idle. Put on the parking brake real quick because now the landing lights and the fuel pump needs to come off. And that's mostly it. We'll just quickly pull up my map here so we can go park this guy somewhere and shut her down. So it looks like we are actually right in front of a parkway, which is good. So parking brakes off. Give it some power. Try to stay in that 1400 RPM range. And some cars here too. But then we just have to turn to our right, according to this. And then we can park in between the lines here somewhere. Right here. Right. Perfect. Parking brakes on. Let's shut down the plane here. Slow for shutting down. Flaps down to 0. Parking brake is on. Fuel pump is off. We'll go in and turn off all of our avionics. Eventually. to be over here. Nope. It's quite tricky just because of the angle. So this is something that they need to fix a little bit with this plane, maybe, because you can't get in range to flick it. See? Come on. There we go. There we are. We'll turn that off. The volume can come off as well. The transponder comes off. I'll zoom out. GPS, DME, and the ADF all off. Let's zoom back out. All of our electricals can come off, so that's the pitot light and all of that good stuff. Propeller is fully forward. Throttle is closed. Mixture comes 100% off to cut. And there goes the propeller, it's off. Magnetos, whoops. There we go. Magnetos can come off. And then let's have a quick look outside here at Newcastle Airport. Nice day, nice airport. Not much going on in terms of other aviation, but yeah, it looks pretty good. So we'll come back inside. And then to finish things off, the alternator comes off and the battery. And that'll end our flight. So not too bad. Total flight hours of 1 hour and 3 minutes. And that's where we'll stop it. And then we'll continue this tour at some other point. I might do some more offline and get you guys in on some areas where that has good viewpoints. And then we'll go from there. So, and also I might do continue some of this on my Twitch account as well. But then if you're worried about missing it, then I will always post the Twitch stream onto YouTube as well. So all of that is available. The Twitch account's under the same name if you're interested. So anyways, thanks for coming along on this journey, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.